Good morning, hot mess diplomats. It's Thursday, May 29th, and I hope your coffee's strong and your tolerance for government nonsense is stronger. Because today, we've got Elon Musk rage quitting the Golden Dawn administration like he just realized the vibe was off, $14 billion in clean energy dreams going up in physical smoke, and ICE reminding us all why I homeschool my children. And don't worry, we'll wrap it all up with a feel-good moment starring a sea turtle who got better healthcare than most Americans. This is your SassCast, where the facts wear stilettos, the commentary cuts deep, and hope still floats, usually somewhere near the sarcasm. Let's dive in. Elon Musk escapes Trumpers. Let's kick things off with a rare exit that might just signal a flicker of accountability or at least exhaustion. Elon Musk has officially left his post in the Golden Dawn administration after serving 130 days as a special government employee. And in true Musk fashion, he left with a mic drop, criticizing Golden Dawn's big beautiful bill. You know, the one packed with multi-trillion-dollar tax breaks and defense spending, as a bloated beast that completely undermined his cost-cutting mission. Now let's be clear, Musk didn't exactly leave in protest of corruption or ethics. He left because he thought the spending was inefficient. But when even Elon lets colonize Mars instead of fixing Earth, Musk says government waste is too much, that's saying something. Left-leaning media is treating this departure like a told you so on systemic dysfunction, while the right's playing it like a breakup with awkward loyalty questions and quiet mutterings about effusive praise and smack in the middle centrists. And smack in the middle centrists are just trying to figure out what exactly his job was in the first place. Still, part of me can't help but whisper, maybe there's still hope for the supervillain I once loved. He may be Tony Stark, who built a flamethrower in a cave with a box of scraps. But now he's walking away from the Empire's budget spreadsheet with a raised eyebrow and a conscience? Or maybe he just didn't like the font. Either way, Elon's out and the Trumpverse just lost one of its more eccentric players. And just when you thought the drama stopped with Elon rage quitting the Trumpverse over physical blow, the administration said, hold my coal, and slashed $14 billion in clean energy projects like it was a clearance sale on the future. Because nothing says economic leadership like pulling the plug on solar while the planet melts and our kids learn about wind power from history books. More than $14 billion in clean energy projects have been canceled or delayed in the U.S. this year. Why? Because House Republicans passed a tax bill slashing clean energy credits, effectively yanking the rug out from under solar storage, and electric mobility industries. Projects were scrapped, factories shut down, and experts say about 10,000 jobs just evaporated faster than a puddle in Phoenix. Now, left-leaning outlets are calling it a stomp out of clean energy and accusing the Golden Dawn administration of waging a fossil-fueled war on the future. Right-leaning voices, they say it's economic realism, no more woke subsidies for green dreams. Both sides agree on one thing. The scale is massive and the fallout is real. Jobs are gone, leadership is slipping, and somewhere the planet is side-eyeing us like, y'all still arguing over solar panels in 2025? Meanwhile, China just hit record highs in green energy production, slashing emissions while we're over here canceling solar projects like they're gender studies degrees. So while we are debating whether the sun is too liberal, our global competitors are racing ahead and breathing cleaner while they're at it. So $14 billion later, is this physical discipline or climate backpedaling? Either way, the wind just got knocked out of the clean energy sails and not in the renewable kind of way. So to recap, we're torching clean energy products while China outpaces us in the race to not die from climate change. And speaking of burning bridges, we're not just gutting the planet, we're gutting trust too. Because while Congress plays Monopoly with the future, ICE just reminded us what it looks like when bureaucracy turns on the most vulnerable. Let's talk about what happened to Dylan. Dylan, a 20-year-old Venezuelan asylum seeker attending high school in the Bronx, was detained by ICE at his own immigration hearing last week after unknowingly waiving his legal protections in a dismissed asylum case. Let me repeat that. He showed up to court and was taken into custody, triggering outrage from advocates, students, and even Mayor Eric Adams, who noted the city wasn't even informed because this happened outside of high school grounds, not under their jurisdiction. Roughly 500 students protested in Union Square, demanding protections for immigrant students and calling this what it is, a chilling escalation of expedited removal under the Golden Dawn administration's second term. Now, depending on who's reporting it, this was either a legal formality involving an illegal alien or an emotionally violent removal of a vulnerable young person who's been living, learning, and trying to survive in the U.S. And here's where I get personal. I homeschool my kids not because I fear ICE kicking down our door. We're white, and let's be honest, that's not who they're coming for right now. I homeschool because I refuse to let them be educated in a system where this is considered acceptable collateral damage, where children of color, especially immigrants, aren't just treated like outsiders, but potential threats. My children are never going to ask, why didn't anyone do something? Because they're going to know they are the someone that needs to do something. God forbid this insanity is still happening when they're old enough to take action. And while we're talking about systems that claim to protect but excel at punishing, let's widen the lens, because while Dylan's detention pulled the curtains back on immigration enforcement, the rest of Washington's been just as busy tightening fists, dodging oversight, and casually rewriting the rules. Here's what else they've been up to in the week's political chaos roundup. Supreme Court's balancing act. Chief Justice John Roberts is tightrope walking through Golden Dawn's legal agenda, upholding some major powers while pushing back on migrant rights and wartime deportations. Golden Dawn's clemency decisions. The president commuted the sentence of political donor Ahmad Zubreh and others, including gang leaders Larry Hoover and ex-governor John Rowland. So no notes, I guess. Federal court blocks Golden Dawn's tariffs. A trade court struck down his tariff power grab, saying it overstepped the 1977 Emergency Powers Law. Economic emergency? More like PR crisis. Jeanine Pirro, U.S. Attorney, yes, that Jeanine Pirro, Fox's loudest blonde, is now heading up D.C.'s federal office and investigating a double embassy murder. What could go wrong? Tensions in the GOP, a conservative reshuffles down under senior women in Australia's right-wing coalition got booted from leadership, sparking fury and a whole lot of side-eye from their own party. Whew. After all that political whiplash, from tariffs and court drama to clemency deals and clean energy gut jobs, you're probably thinking, is it all just one giant dumpster fire? Which is exactly why we always end with a deep breath, a splash of hope, and a reminder that not everything is broken. So let's switch gears from power grabs and policy messes to a 300-pound sea turtle getting the kind of healthcare most Americans can only dream of. Here's your Tell Me Something Good. Let's end today with something that won't raise your blood pressure unless you're American and uninsured. In Florida, a 302-pound sea turtle recently got a full CT scan after being rescued and examined by a team of determined veterinarians. The catch? There was no scanner big enough, so they rolled her into a horse CT machine. And yes, she's perfectly healthy. No fractures, no illness, just a majestic ocean queen getting her annual Girl You Good checkup. Now, here's the kicker. This turtle got better medical care than most Americans without insurance. She was basically treated like a Canadian, walked in, got scanned, and rolled out like royalty. Because in this country, if you're a sea turtle, we'll move heaven and horses to take care of you. But if you're a human with a migraine and no coverage, best of luck. And don't forget to Venmo the ambulance. Still, it's nice to know someone's out there doing the right thing. For now, the oceans are a little safer, and one turtle is out here living her best life with better access to healthcare than half the nation. And that's your Thursday news, served hot, salty, and with just enough sass to cancel out a congressional budget meeting. Whether you came for the headlines or stayed for the healthcare envy of a literal sea turtle, remember, we may be surrounded by chaos, but at least we're paying attention, staying fierce, and laughing on our way to the revolution. I'll be back tomorrow with more receipts, more rogue commentary, and probably another political plot twist. Until then, stay loud, stay lovely, and don't let anyone gaslight your gut. This is your Sass Machine signing off with love, laughter, and one eyebrow permanently raised. See you tomorrow.